Diversity, equity, and inclusion to me means everybody has a fair chance. Everyone's present at the table, all voices are valid, and that there is no necessarily dominant culture, that all differences are accepted. I'm a world traveler, I'm tattooed, I ride a motorcycle, I identify as transgender or gender different. For me, it was moving through the world in this body that's big and ungainly and disabled, and going, how do I move through this world? And I grew up with strong beliefs about how important it is to be treated fairly. Part of it is seeing the world from a different perspective. Sometimes I'm asked to do accessibility walkthroughs of libraries. And one of the things when I do those walkthroughs is I think about, what does this space look like for someone who's 4 feet tall? What does this space look like for someone who doesn't have any hands? What does this space look like for someone who can't see it? When you can navigate a space, whatever that space may look like, and you don't have to ask for help, and you can do it independently, that's confidence building. The idea behind creating the library guides, which are online research guides, it wasn't to create the end-all be-all bibliography of all the things about ADD or about PTSD or about Tourette's syndrome. The end user is not necessarily the PhD who knows everything about this topic, right? The end user is a community user or an undergraduate student who maybe doesn't know anything.
It's a really quick and easy way for me to just do a quick search and either find information about it or know exactly where I can go to get more information. Having a quick way to access that information allows me to serve my community to the best of my ability.
The original impetus behind the reflection rooms was I started thinking about, for students who have, say, autism or attention deficit or PTSD, where do they go when they're overwhelmed? And it just turned out that there were 2 spaces available. We decided to convert both into reflection rooms.
Reflection rooms are used for a variety of things like prayer, yoga, meditation, and for people with anxiety disorders like post-traumatic stress disorder or with autism. This is a sensory safe space for them to visit.
Veterans fall under diversity, equity, and inclusion for a couple of reasons. And some of them reasons that you might not expect.
Many times I think they're an underserved segment of society. They do their service, they do it quietly, they don't always need the attention, but I think what they have given to this country is important to remember. So what we do as a library is serve their needs in very specific ways. And part of that is to recognize not only their service, but I think to also develop an understanding of what that service did, how that service impacts them as students, and how ultimately it will impact them in their post-military career after they leave the University of Illinois.
Response to the projects has been very, very positive. All of the projects, whether it's a disability LibGuide or the veteran exhibits, or the changes in the building, with adding signage, adding handrails, making sure ramps are shoveled in the winter. Sometimes people will ask me, why do this work, right? The World Health Organization says that 15%, 1-5, of the world's population has a disability. So the value add is about bringing more users into the library and making sure that the library is welcoming to everybody, because most of the disabilities in the world are hidden. We should be lifting each other up and not, punching each other down because of different brains or different bodies or different skin tones or different religions or different whatever. So to me it's important, and that's really kind of how I see the world. Am I perfect? Nope. I mean, do I make mistakes? Absolutely. But I think the important thing is to keep trying. And that's a value that I have, and one that I really believe in.